All right, happy Saturday afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Arctic Air Studios. Don't we all love 11 o'clock starts for Texas Tech football? Big win for Texas Tech, much needed. The way this team, a lot of folks wanted to see it look like right out of the gate against ACU. They dismantle North Texas today to the tune of 66-21. It was all over but the shouting midway through the second quarter in this one. We're going to recap the game, give you our thoughts, and we can't wait to hear what you've got to say about it today. You can give us some of your great performances, what you liked. Even a lot of the young guys getting to play in the second half, you get a glimpse of some of the future and the depth for this Texas Tech team. Really, everything that Texas Tech needed to have happen today, it happened today. Offense, defense, everything in between. So we let the early arrivals settle in. You guys know what to do. If the audio is good, the video is good. Thanks to United Supermarkets and Market Street. Just let us know. Give us thumbs up. Tell us, hey, even if you don't have a question, just let us know where you're checking in from today. Maybe you're still at the tailgate. Again, good thing about 11 o'clock starts. Look, I mean, it's 2:30 in the afternoon, 2 in the afternoon. You got a full day ahead of you, more college football, a lot of fun to do. So we're looking forward to getting your thoughts on this one tonight or today. I'm used to saying tonight. So we're looking forward to getting your thoughts today, whether you're with us on Twitter X, whether you're with us on Facebook Live or YouTube. And by all means, subscribe to all of our platforms. Don't cost nothing. So even if you're not on our YouTube channel, go ahead and sign up for it. Let's do it in 3, in 2. Good afternoon, West Texans. All you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, Raiderland.com. You start your day there on the website. We're with you every morning, every afternoon, every evening with the daily broadcast. This is Raiderland Rewind, brought to you by Thacker Jewelry, West Texas originals, just like you, creating original works of art for you and your loved ones. So when you're in Lubbock, you go by their showroom there on West 82nd Street. Tell them we said hello. They're West Texas tried and true, 50 years, 50 plus years now. Thacker Jewelry. Okay, as we said, we're in the Arctic Air Studios. We needed the Arctic Air Studios today. Good heavens, it messed around and got hot today. I literally, when I got back here to the Arctic Air Studios, had to change into a somewhat. It's a dirty shirt, but it's at least dry compared to what we had on. So here's to the fans today. Even at 11 a.m., man, it was warm today, but it certainly didn't slow down Texas Tech. Well, look here as we go through, and I mention again, all communications brought to you by United Supermarkets. They're on the chat line in Market Street. You might have dropped by there this morning, maybe going home on the way. Got to get some more ice. And, of course, all of our Western wear. Boot City, One Money Saving Mile outside the West Loop on 19th Street. Tell Cody thanks for being a huge part of Raiderland. So, indeed, total domination. We check off a couple of things right off the bat. Jeff says, smash the like button, Red Raiders. Jared, the talking box is on. Indeed, it is. Chris, it's really fun to be on this side of a round. Yes, it certainly is. That's the game we needed for sure. And then Chris, false fall is done. Yeah. Indian summer, and then you go back and it'll settle down here in a week or two, and we'll start easing our way into real West Texas fall. Bob, love the play calling by Kitney. Where's that been? Not sure I saw a single screen. You did. You saw 3 or 4 maybe in the first half when the game was still in doubt. Jared, nice to go to 2 soccer games, a JV tennis match, check on the Tech game, and not cringe at how Tech was playing. Agreed. So 66-21 the final. There's a stretch in the second quarter where Texas Tech waylays the Screaming Eagles, and it's all over. But total domination, yes. Taj Brooks back. Taj Brooks changes everything with this offense. Everything is different when he is out there. We saw what it looked like last week without him, and we saw what it looked like this week. And I can't swear by it until I go back and look at some different things. I thought maybe we saw some different run concepts. We certainly saw some different run formations. They blocked it up well. That line had a week to settle in after the just dismal performance there at Washington State. They physically dominated North Texas. The first time we've seen Tech physically dominate a team in a while. Again, this is the game you thought you were going to see against Abilene Christian. And instead, it's against a team that has bedeviled the Red Raiders over the years. Continue getting your thoughts, your questions in, your comments, what you liked. I guess maybe if there's something you didn't like, I don't know what it would be. I can't think of anything, but maybe you can. But Brooks changes everything. Baron Morton looked like a totally different quarterback today compared to last week. And I mean physically, throwing the football, stepping into the throws. He had, and again, it only mattered in the first half because that's when he played. He had some absolute lasers I mean, rocket shots that he was threading the needle on and looked confident and looked great doing it. And then a couple of really nice touch passes. The touchdown pass to Aiken was a thing of beauty. He gets zero man and he gets behind him just a little bit down the left sideline. And Morton, perfect. Doesn't break stride. If he's even, he's leaving. Coy Aiken, ladies and gentlemen, to the house. Longest touchdown pass in Morton's career. The defense physically dominated. The defense had some big moments when it mattered. They were unbelievable on third down. Third down, Texas Tech got killed on third down last week. North Texas 0 of 10 until late in the second half. 0 of 10 on third down. Texas Tech forcing turnovers, generating pressure, controlling and dictating the game defensively. That's what you want to see. And then one more before we really get into your questions, comments, and everything else. Remember this number, 62%. Last week, Washington State ran 57% of their plays in Texas Tech territory. They benefited by field position from turnovers, from poor decisions to go for it on fourth down, in my opinion, a couple of times. You name it. Bad punt. They lived on Tech's end of the field. This morning and this afternoon, in the first half when it mattered, Texas Tech ran 62% of their plays in North Texas territory. That's how you win games. That's how you route people. That's how you do it. We'll get into some other numbers. First down was really, really good to the Red Raiders. All right, want to hear from you tonight. And when I say tonight, I know the sun is fully shining. It's just an old habit. Micah Hudson showed up. Well, I mean, he's been showing up. He's been there. He does catch 3 passes today. It took just half a second to figure out what was going on there late in the first half. So he and Douglas were rotating in and out, and you'd hear the crowd well up and cheer as he came onto the field talking about Hudson. And then when Douglas would come back in, you'd hear the boos, and I felt bad for Douglas because Douglas was having a nice game. I was just like, oh, man. And it reminded me years ago, I was but a wee lad. I heard the stories. Tech had a quarterback controversy under Jim Carlin with Charlie Napper and young Joe Barnes. And Joe Barnes moving them down the field, and then they get into the goal line area, and they run Napper out on the field to run the offense. More experience, said Jim Carlin. The crowd boos, and Carlin rips them at the Red Raider Club. I don't think Joey McGuire is going to rip anybody, though, for being excited to see Hudson. Yeah, 3 catches, career high. He's got stats today. Randy, North Texas, 77 new players on their rosters, and their play showed, yeah. And that's something we talked about this week on the daily broadcast every night, 6:30 here from the Arctic Air Studios. The ability to remake your roster also comes with some really early ragged games for teams that even Texas Tech. Well, look at Florida State right now, 0-3, the Memphis getting them. That while you can get guys with a lot of experience, they don't have experience in your program. They don't have experience playing together. So it's really misleading when you see stats about such team has, well, he started 15 games in his college career. He ain't done it here. He ain't done it with those guys. And I think it's leading to some ragged play early in the season across college football. Imagine an NFL team with that kind of turnover. They'd look bad. Jeff is on YouTube. That's our channel, not a drug. Highlight for me, seeing 2 childhood Red Raiders inducted in the Hall of Honor. Andre Tillman, my first favorite Red Raider. Wes Welker was out there. You had Thomas Howard. I had the pleasure of calling a lot of high school games in the 1990s with Thomas Howard. What a gentleman. What a great guy. And I was totally Chris Farley with him. We'd be driving down the road, going from Lubbock to Borger to call a game. I'd be like, hey, Thomas, you remember that time? Remember that time when you won the state in the high hurdles and stuff? And do you remember that? That's cool. You remember when you were playing for Kansas City and y'all had white face mask and I wanted a Thomas Howard jersey. You could buy a Thomas Howard jersey. That was really cool. I was waiting for the first we don't know a dang thing. There you go. We don't know a dang thing. Jared, Will Hammond's pass to Micah Hudson was a rocket. Looking forward to seeing more of that combo in the future, the far future. Yeah, you're in good hands right now at quarterback. Not a lot of experience behind you, but obviously Will Hammond Brown's, I mean, he is a dual threat quarterback who teams have to prepare. Let's try that again for our English speaking audience. One of the reasons why he's number 2 on the depth chart, beyond experience, teams know that if he comes in, they've got a whole different package they can run compared to the other 2 quarterbacks. And that's why if you're Joey McGuire, you want teams thinking, that's the guy we're going to put out there second. We don't know who we are. We don't know if we turned a corner, if UNT was that bad. Well, I know they turned a corner because they couldn't do that against a team that's worse than North Texas and Abilene Christian. So, yeah, I know that. I know that you physically dominated. I know that you hadn't done that. I know that your quarterback threw the ball better. It doesn't matter whether you're throwing against air or not. I know that physically he threw the ball better. I know your defense got off the field, again, dominating a lesser opponent. So I do know that. I know enough about football to know things. I truly do. I also know that there had to be a lot of soul searching going on, I think, this week on both sides of the ball for Texas Tech, and within that building on who are we? Getting back to we don't know who we are. This team is built around beautiful play action passes today. Built around Taj Brooks for right now. And that's great because you should build everything off of Taj Brooks. And everything was complementary in the first half. All right, so I want to go back to the turning point. If you're going to have a turning point in this game, and you always do, you guys get your questions, comments in, do what you want to do, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter X. We love hearing from you. Thanks to United Supermarkets in Market Street. So let's go back after the 4th and 1 touchdown there with about 9 minutes to go left in the first half, or in the first quarter. Is that where we were? Yeah, somewhere through there. No. 52 seconds left. Sorry. I can't read my own handwriting. I was looking at the drive chart there. 9:75. So you answered the score. This is where this was still a football game. They come back and they scored. You had not necessarily a breakdown, but you blitzed off the left edge, the right edge of the offense, the left side of the defense. You blitzed, and they popped a little seam route with nobody there, and that's how they get that 75-yard touchdown pass to Wyatt Young. So all of a sudden, 5:12 left in the first. It's 10-7. At that point, you're going, well, here we go. It's ACU all over again, right? Can you outlast them? No. This time, the offense bows up. They have a really nice drive. You go for it on 4th and 1 at the 21. Brooks at this point has about 60 yards rushing in the first quarter. And he scores. Beautiful blocking. You go up 17-7. 52 seconds left in the first. Now, the defense comes back out on the field. You get the weird horse collar penalty. They give it to Harris. They run it a few times. You get a pass breakup, screen pass. Now they're in your end of the field. Harris again. Then they jump into, on 2nd and 12, the funky little ninja formation tribute play. Didn't do much. Got a yard. And all of a sudden, they're at 4th and 7 on the 8-yard line. What you going to do, Eric? Eric kicks field goal, except he doesn't. It's missed. 26 yards working in a new kicker. And North Texas has had a string of sending guys. The last 4 kickers they had actually kicked in the NFL. New kicker misses the field goal. It's an empty possession. Huge. Empty possession, empty red zone. Over 4 minutes of time off the clock. Tech gets the ball back. Wham. Dickey goes off the right side, and then you hit Aiken on the left side, streak route, and it's 31-7. 9:52. That stretch in about 2 minutes right there puts this game where it's going to go. And then from then on, the rest of it was a nightmare second quarter for Chandler Morris and the North Texas offense. Pass tipped, looked like a setter in volleyball. And who but Bryce Ramirez? Remember that man? North Carolina State carted off the field. Now catching passes. You get it back immediately. Little flea flicker, you get the DPI. Morton scores 38-7. Harris, and then you get the ball back again after that. Little straight option. Brooks, play action, and it's John Carlos Miller time after that. 45 to 7, 6:05. You've taken control of the game. Get another interception, off you go. There you go. That's the end of the game right there. But that little moment in the second quarter will easily be forgotten in a 66-21 game, and it should not be, because that was, I think, a turning point. If one of the commenters is looking for, did we turn a corner? You turned a corner right there. You made plays, you dictated, and you created that route, and you beat them into an oblivion and a pulp that they wanted nothing more to do with the football game after that. They are who we thought they were. I agree there, Michael. Get your comments in, your questions in. 6621. Thacker Jewelry, 50 years strong in West Texas, creators of original works of art for you and your family. The big Lubbock, not the medium-sized Lubbock, not even a large Lubbock, the big Lubbock. Will Hammond looked good. Will Hammond is good. Will Hammond's going to be good. And that was one of the other nice things about this game, and just having it so totally in control, that you got to do what you, again, had hoped you could do against ACU. Would have been nice to do it against Washington State. But you finally got some of these backups out there. And I totally understand why they still had what we will call the ones for the offensive line out there. This offensive line has to work together and get snaps, and they kind of are who they are. You got some backups, but you needed to do that. So, yeah, you get Will Hammond out there. You work in different players. You get them some snaps. Now you start Big 12 play, and those opportunities will probably be much fewer and far between. Go from there. How do you keep your edge for Arizona State? Well, hopefully they had fun doing this. And I think, I'm not being funny here, winning is fun. And when teams get used to having fun, they try to recreate that. And the best way to do that is to play the way you played today. Now, Arizona State should be a much tougher opponent than North Texas. Anticipate that. They'll I say probably, they've got a chance to be ranked coming in here after getting their win. But how do you maintain that edge? I think it's totally mental at this point. But I do love what I saw today, that this offense with Taj Brooks, and how it was complementary football within the offense. We also saw complementary football today, offense helping defense, defense helping on. That's complementary football. Although we were joking in the press box there towards the end of the first half, can't believe they're getting beat on time of possession. You call this complementary football? You're not even winning time of possession. Keep scoring in 2 plays and 1 play and 3 plays. What kind of complementary football is this? We're, doing that. So I want to see them continue to build up what I saw in the first half with that offense. I thought that was the best rendition of the Tech offense that we've seen, and not just because you're scoring a bunch of points. That's not it. That's one component. But things fed off of each other, and I'm really interested to find out if there were any different run block concepts. We saw the full house, the 21-yard fourth down score out of a full house backfield with a couple. I think he had 3 tight ends on the field on that play. Love it. Love that. You can do that anytime you want. And again, Baron Morton looked different physically. Yeah, Arizona State going to be a lot harder than North Texas. You would think so. They beat Mississippi State. Well, when you get an old border conference clash like Texas Tech and Arizona State, it's going to be a day at the office. So pack a lunch. Get ready. What is that, 2:30? Is that a 2:30 kick? That's 2:30 kick, right? Randy is on Facebook. We appreciate everybody jumping in today. A little Raiderland rewind following just a walk in the park. You talk about a rocking chair win, 66-21. So many great things today. You can tell us what impressed you the most. I got to get back to the first down efficiency. Let me get to that here in a second. But yeah, you guys can share this, invite people in. We appreciate it. All of our great sponsors like Arctic Air here in the studio, where, bless your hearts, it was not Arctic there at Jones Stadium today. Man, that was a hot one. That may be the only. See, when you're like looking for things, maybe one of the only things about the new look Jones Stadium is you don't really get any air movement in there like the old days. In the old days, it would have been hot today, but the breeze would have been blowing. You would have seen the little tape on the goalpost, whipping around or anything. And now you guys are just in there going, whew, a little bit hot. Randy, should we schedule teams like North Texas or go to places like Georgia, State College, or Rocky Top like Spike did? Well, Spike went there because Tech had to take what we call paycheck games. That Tech writes the checks now, then they took the checks. So it's not an either or. Now, I would never play North Texas. I'd never play UTEP. I'd never play anybody that has a reason to beat you that takes it personally. I would much rather go schedule home and homes with whatever we want to call them, Power Four conferences, everything else like that. I'd much rather go play a Mississippi State. I'd rather play a Washington State. Indiana. Hey, go play. Well, Indiana might be good this year. Yes, never play North Texas again. Never play anybody where you have nothing to gain and everything to lose. When you play those teams, you have nothing to gain and everything to lose. Don't play ACU. Don't play Tarleton. Don't play Stephen F. Don't play Texas. Don't play anyone. Pretend like Pete Cawthon is back in control of the schedule and play all over the country. But no, you don't have to do those. The key to success was the lack of bubble screens. Let's go to some numbers, David, and you are correct. You saw fewer of that today and much more downfield passing by Texas Tech compared to the first 2 weeks. So your medium routes, which is 5 to 14 yards today, you were 8 of 14. 15 plus, you were 5 of 7. Now, so the farther downfield you throw, the less completion percentage. We all get that. But that's 21 chunks that weren't. And I know if you need 7 yards, Zach Kidley says I can get you 7 yards on a wide receiver screen. If you need 10 yards, I can get you 7 yards on a wide receiver. I get it. I understand. And you guys know my disdain for the play in general. But you went downfield much more effectively. And again, Morton looked physically different, but you did it. You committed to doing it. Here's to medium and downfield passing. Good numbers. Let's go to first down, shall we? Glad you guys are watching. Welcome to the show. Brought to you by Arctic Air, Thacker Jewelry, United Supermarkets, Market Street. There's one grocery store that you can shop at today that sends their money to Texas Tech. There's another store in town that sends it down south. And, of course, Boot City. Let's look at first down. You had today, and again, most of this was in the first half when things mattered, 269 yards of total offense on first down. I'll repeat that. 269 yards of offense on first down. You weren't just not playing behind the sticks. You were darn near moving the sticks every first down play at the rate of 8.4 yards a play on first down. And a lot of that was on the ground. And again, I thought Texas Tech blocked as well as we have seen them block. Taj Brooks, I think, led the country in yards after contact last year. I think I've got that number right. Today, he wasn't, having to grind out another 5 after getting hit at the line of scrimmage. He was getting downfield in delivering blows. Rush, first down, 22 for 162 yards on first down. This is first down. Boy, life's easy because what happens on first down when you run it well? You can play action and you can throw it on second down. And you've opened up the ability, like we talked about, to go down the field. Well, what about passing on first down? 6 of 10, 107 yards. Oh, you also scored 3 touchdowns on first down. There you go. Just what the doctor ordered. Now you just gotta figure out a way to try to keep that up. Will it be that easy every game? Hell no, of course not. It ought to get harder. You're getting into the Big 12. But you've got 2 winnable games, two very winnable games coming up with Cincinnati and with Arizona State. And then that Arizona game, who is Arizona? We say, who is Texas Tech? Who are the Wildcats? Maybe we just don't know a damn thing about anybody. Give me your thoughts, your questions, your comments, things you like, things that impressed you. Got to see a lot of young guys. Give me the vibe in the stands today. I hate watching a game from the press box. Can we be frank and honest with you guys? Can we tell the truth? I hate watching a game from the press box. It's like watching it. It's like watching a game not as good on TV because if I'm watching a game on TV, I have the ability to stop, go back, watch a play, catch a back it up, catch up. I can do a lot of things. It's almost better. I know this sounds crazy. When Tech's on the road and I'm watching it that way, it's almost like a film study because very hard to see replays up there in the press box. You can't back anything. You get what you get on the screen, but it's such a sterile environment. Um, it's like watching a game on TV in your closet with the sound off in the press box. It's just I hate it. Now, in years gone by, and David knows this, they used to let a lot more of us down on the field. Just regular slappy media types like myself. And I would always go down on the field for a stretch of however long I could during the game because you get a much better feel for what's happening out there. I mean, you can still hear the crowd. They've got some windows open. And by the way, it was a convection oven in the press box at 10:30 this morning. The angle of the sun. Oh man. Oh, they put my fat butt on the front row, knowing it's going to sweat out about 5 pounds of water weight before kickoff. It was just brutal. Reminded me of the old days back at the old press box, a double wide trailer on stilts and people wilting on those early starts. But man, it was hot in there. Yeah, the press box is sterile, no rooting. I would always go down as much as I could. You just had and that was still much closer to me spending a lot more time on sidelines, not on the field. Wasn't good enough, to get that feel. So it's really a crappy place actually to watch a game in a press box. I mean, it's not horrible. Don't get me wrong, but it's a weird feel. And again, you're held hostage there in the moment of going through versus all the different things I can bring into bear technology wise when I'm here at the Arctic Air Studios on stuff. I know that sounds crazy. It truly does, but it's true. All right. We'll keep going as long as you guys got some good questions, comments, or otherwise. Thoughts? Did I miss anything? Other performances? Anybody else that you wanted us to get to? We don't do like a total stat report here. The penalties. North Texas was as penalized as Tech was the first two games. They cut them down only 5. Tech had 8. I think 3 were pre-snap. We can't dunk the football. And by the way, the horse collar penalty there in the first half, second quarter, that was called from 5. That was outside the zip code. That was down there by Toka. That guy's amazing. Amazing eyes, apparently. So, yeah, penalties didn't kill you today. What do you have? 8 for 55. So, probably still too many. Couple in the second half, but not too bad. Nothing killed you on that. You finally did get a sack at the end of the game. It was like, is that going to happen? Oh, okay, yeah, last play of the game. And then we talked about it. There are 3 turnovers. You scored 21 points off them. Hard to do any better than that, right? And you had 5 TFLs on the day. What do you guys think about Dickey running the football right now? And all I can think of is every time I hear that, it's like, man, James Dickey, good to see him out there. Dickey's intriguing, and I'm still a big believer in Valdez. And he didn't get a carry today. So, was he on the injury report? Did I miss that? Conyers is just fun to watch on the different things he can do. I would have fun as an offensive coordinator scheming up some things, and he did get him a touchdown today. And then we mentioned Mike Hudson. 3 catches. He now has stats. A career-long 32-yarder that nearly got him to the end zone. Place would have gone crazy if he had gotten there. That would have been something to see. David, all the size and speed and violence is lost in the press box. 100%. Can't tell you. Even from the stands to the field, it is lost. To be on the field of a college football game, sideline, to see it and feel it in real time like that is something you'll never see. Not never see, but just it's hard. You can't explain it unless you've been down there and seen it. It's unbelievable. Michael, will the next game be a close game? I don't know. What do you say? Texas Tech. Texas Tech minus 2.5 on the open. Texas Tech minus 3.5. I don't know what number they're going to hang. I think Texas Tech should be a slight favorite at home in this game against Arizona State. Will it be a close game? I don't know. They thought this would be about a 9.5-point game earlier in the week. Opened at 12, went to 9.5, got back up to 10. Word got out this morning that Taj Brooks was going to play. So will it be a close game against Arizona State? I don't know. How about Will Hammond? How about him? He may be okay. Hudson needs training table and weight room, 19-year-old body, and could be dominant 23-year-old body. Oh yeah. Yeah, and you can see that he still looks young, and he had knee surgery. As Don Williams so eloquently and patiently points out to people, he's 7 months behind every other receiver that's out there on the field, and he's coming in as a true freshman. Very, and you mentioned Crabtree there, very different even from Crabtree coming in. Crabtree was more physical as a first-year player than Hudson is right now, and came in healthy. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he looks like 21, 22 years old after spending some time in Lubbock. That's an interesting concept there. Players getting bigger as they get older and stronger and better. We're going to look into that. We're going to do a deep dive on that here, theraiderland.com, and see what we can come up with. All right, so we talked about the turning point there in the first half. Some people may still say, well, we don't know anything about this team. Man, maybe not. And that's the deal next week. Was this a flash in the pan, or will they come back and look similar? I don't think they're going to score 66 next week. But will we see a lot of the same things we saw this week next week? That's up to them. Lynn, we got to play the fight song a lot today with the alumni going band from Raiderland. And, Joey McGuire, he lets you play the fight song after the touchdown, unlike they're in Colorado. Coach Prime. Jeff, happy for and in English, happy for the new Adidas uniforms and glad to be away from them. Let's do something different every week. In fact, I didn't bring it up. I did not bring it up. This specific uniform combination right here with this look, the last couple of 5-0 now. It's a great look. It's damn near perfect. That should be your work clothes for Texas Tech at home. That helmet, until I can get the real double T on it every week. So the fake double T on the helmet, but that helmet, those tops, and Adidas has the color almost perfect. It could be just a tick deeper red. Not much, just a tick deeper. The numbers are much better than they had been under Under Armour. And then the pants are just about, I flipped those stripes around, I think. But so good. Such a good, just leave it alone. Never do anything else different. Leave it there. One less thing, as Forrest Gump said, to worry about. The AD at Colorado needs to real prime in on the fight song. The AD at Colorado sold his soul to rock and roll. He got the game sold out. He got money coming in. He made the deal, and so now he's got to live with the deal. Indeed, it is the traditional look. Keep it. Yeah, Joey, just keep it. Make the fans happy. Just leave it there. Trace is on Facebook. Arizona State and Tech, great running back battle. Yeah, they've committed to the ground game with their first year coach. So I did not bring up the uniforms. I'm just commenting on what you guys wanted to talk about. But yeah, if you leave it like that, it's so good. And they just look great. It pops on TV. You instantaneously know who that is. And that's kind of what a logo and branding is all about. For 15 years, you've wandered around, and week to week, you didn't know if that was Texas Tech or somebody else. But Adidas has nailed the uniforms. Just absolutely nailed them about as close as you could get. Talking about the second quarter speed option that Morton runs to the right, and it's a true option to the edge. Again, if I'd been at home and I hadn't had a chance, I could have gone back and watched. I don't know if they ran that loaded, by meaning they blocked down on the end, and even that they've been running some odd fronts, so it's a little harder to run it that way. By that, when we say loaded, that you're definitely taking out the end to see if they go. But yeah, it was a straight up option, real deal. Yeah, it's Allison, it's Anderson, it's early '80s. Spike put them back in the black, red, and white for several years in the '90s, getting away from the Jerry Moore black stuff. You wore in the '50s. Texas Tech at one time had silver helmets. Everybody had silver helmets. Don't ask why. But red helmets, and then in '60 they went to the black helmet and stayed with the black helmet. Other than 4 seasons under Jim Carlin. Carlin was afraid that the black helmet would fry their brains. Literally, that's where the white helmet came from at Texas Tech. Jim Carlin thought it was too hot in Texas, and that the white would reflect heat and the black would cause their brain to fry. And then when he leaves and he goes to South Carolina, the South Carolina look that they still wear today proudly is what Texas Tech wore in the early '70s. Most people don't know that. Icy white, top to bottom, in a Carlin era look on the road is okay. No. On the road, red pants, white top, black helmet. I'll settle for the black pants with the red numbers. Spike had a really good white over black pants look, but black, white, and either red or black. Not total white. You look like a little kid running around in your pajamas. Truly, you do. Yeah. And icy. Dude, my people our age, David, we don't say icy. We don't say icy. White. Come on now. All right, so we've gotten into uniforms. That tells me it's probably time to wrap it up. Coming up this week, tomorrow, 5 things we know on a Sunday. Check out that column. I reserve the right to come back tomorrow night and maybe have a little nightcap with you guys, depending on what we see Sunday. Then, of course, we're right back in action Monday, theraiderland.com. You'll hand out your Raiderland helmet stickers for awesome things. And, of course, we'll have your Raiderland hot links that I have a lot of fun putting together every day on the site. Cool stuff that I figure if I like it, you guys are going to like it. Hopefully every day you find something go, oh, it's kind of neat to see. And then, of course, the daily broadcast Monday night, 6:30 from the Arctic Air Studios. We want to thank Thacker Jewelry for being the presenting sponsor of Raiderland Rewind. And, of course, United Supermarkets and Market Street, providing all the communications for you. Our Western wear provided by the wonderful people at Boot City, One Money Saving Mile, outside the West Loop on 19th Street. You guys are awesome. We're going to have this on the site archived, theraiderland.com. I'll ask you to do one more thing for me. Tell the replay people thanks, and share this. Put it on your Facebook page. Put it on your Twitter feed, and invite some more people, and let's grow Raiderland. For everybody involved, I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. We'll see you Sunday morning with the column 5 Things We Know on a Sunday.